I think it's the first time I'm sharing this, but it's something that I've kept, and like, only if this guy can just tell us what happened. That's it, what happened in the car before the accident, because he was with someone, and the person that actually felt this was the guy that gave Gift the car, John. He was a close friend of ours, Gift came back, didn't have a car at that time. He's like, no, I want to take my wife out, and the kids like, no, come, there's a key, take. But mind, these cars, they fly. You can't get I'm at 323, I'm at 325. And like, yeah, here's the car. And Gift went, and yeah, unfortunately that was the last. And he felt bad with it. Why did I give him the car?
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man.
That's the sad part, yeah?
Yeah, so, but yeah, it's life.
Awuthukhethe ibhokisi kuvele phuma overking no happy jele bavula isikhwama esikhulu bakhipha isikhwama esincane bavala isikhwama esikhulu bavula isikhwama esincane bakhipha iDiski Dine bakhipha amaguest kanokusho uzobona ezodlala iDiski Dine.
Welcome to another edition of iDiski Dine, your favorite football podcast on YouTube. And once again, we're back right here at Mozambique. This is our home, and it's been our home for the past few months. And the partnership is continuing to grow as we go forward. Every week in Jay, we're right here making sure that we're serving you nothing but the best of local football content as we're breaking bread with the stars. And as you know, Happy Chele always here on the table with me. But this week, we got someone who's different, right? We've been talking about wonder kids and youngsters making it through. This man made his debut for Orlando Pirates at the age of 17. 17 years old was how old he was when he first donned the jersey of the black and white. And if you know anything about him, go ask Cyril Nzama. He'll tell you. Ducking and diving, pa. I'm a defender. And right now he's here on the table with us. Cheese.
Yeah.
How you doing, brother?
No, man, all good, and thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you, man.
Tell us phone.
Yes, Joe. Let defender go in kitchen. Please be here, man, and I'm glad to be here, man. Thanks for having me, Happy.
Why do you have me here? Why do you have me here, Happy? Why bring you Cheese today?
First of all, to our fans, to the supporters, we love you guys. Keep on subscribing, keep on like. Namotlang leti guest to. This guy is one of the guys who made any youngster to believe that he can make it in the PSL.
Sure.
In our age group, you know what I mean? So, Lebohang, Cheeseboy, Mokoena.
Yes, sir.
So, this guy, bruh, is one of the legends.
What's your first encounter with Cheeseboy?
I can tell you a lot of things about Cheese. I'll start about the time we met, me and Cheese, we met in the under-17s.
Sure.
Junior national team. I was the captain at that time. I was coming from Mpumalanga, Mhluzi. And, I was selected from Coca-Cola Football Stars.
Sure.
And I went there for one of the trainings. Hey, my man, the one biggest trouble at time. And at that time, we got the first team already.
Sure.
At the age of 17 or 16, if I'm not mistaken. We got trouble out there. Mangenzani. Amaru yangazi mina njani.
Wangakhuluma ukuthi bongishange isicathulo.
Yeah, mara ngithi ngiseza ukuthi uyazi mina ngiyi-defender obvious. Isicathulo into yami, yabona? So, but yeah, we started to meet at that time. And when I signed to Pirate, I was privileged to go to USA with Cheeseboy, the likes of Javu Mahlangu, Joseph Makanya, the late Gift Leremi.
Sure. It was a time, was it?
Wow, we were 5 of us, man. I was privileged,
Sure.
Angagalthanti touch in the
already
field.
enjoy you outside the country.
Already, yes, outside the country. I'm going with the good players,
Sure.
in the team. And we've learned a lot from there.
Cheese, do you remember anything from that USA trip?
Oh, well, I think that trip actually sharpened us and got us ready for after football. We didn't realize at that time, and I think big up and thanks to the chairman for giving us that opportunity, because I think he could see beyond football that guys, there's so much you guys can still do after the game, you know. And we thought it's a training camp, but we were also being prepared, you know, for certain things after football. But we just wanted to play, you know. But as we got a bit older, I once told Lebohang Auntie, oh, now I see why we went to those classes, you know, to understand this about doing interviews, how to conduct yourself as a professional, because we were young. So they didn't want us to go off the rails, you know. And yeah, it was brilliant and happy. Could have stayed in the US. They wanted him to stay. This tall defender, this tall guy, he's going to play in the MLS, you know. And you know, we had good memories, you know. And obviously, when it came to Happy, he had not played for the first team yet, and we could tell from that time that he's going to be one of the best defenders in the country and for Pirates. And Joseph Makanya, Jabu and them told him straight, but you are going to be the next Orlando Pirates captain.
And he turned out to be the most capped player as well of the club. History. History.
No, I knew at the early age, but I didn't believe because you still knew. When you still knew, you still knew, you still want to make your mark in the team, you know. But, you know, you are lucky when you are told, in fact, keep on pushing. You're one of the greatest defenders that we've never seen. So keep on working hard, be disciplined. You know, those people, they were guiding me at the early age, you know. And just to add, AUSA, there's a lot of things that we've learned. You know, it's when you see it now, how to conduct yourself, how to deal with pressure, you know, how to deal with media, you know, those kind of things. It's something that we've learned, but we didn't take it serious. But around the way, when you see that, you said, yo, no, that program was good. No, that's good, you know. So, but yeah, we thank Mr. Chairman of the team, Mr. Ivan Koza, the way he did it. You know, so we've learned so much. Maybe that's why I'm a kind of with us guy.
You focus.
It's because of that knowledge that we got.
Cheese, I mean, just remind us how retirement came about for you. Because you were flying high. You know, excuse the pun with Swallows. You know, flying high. But you know, you just disappeared from the surface of football. Just remind us how that decision came about for you to call time on your career.
Look, it's never an easy decision, you know, especially playing over 19 years to 20 years of football. I mean, I'm used to literally waking up in the morning, going to training, playing games on the weekend, traveling, and then all of a sudden, I just get a call from the manager. Hey, look, we're not going to renew the contract. I'm like, what's the issue? Like, no, I can't answer that. And then that's how I lost my job at Swallows.
So you never probed to get an answer as to?
No, I actually went to the chairman. I spoke to him. I'm like, and he pointed out to the coach. You see, now you get there. This one says that one. And I'm like, is it a money issue? It's like, no, it's not money issue, because the club was going through some financial issues at that time. And I said to him, look, the season before, I was like, look, I do have offers, but if 6 months down before my contract ends, let me know so that I can continue, because I wanted to play up until until I say I'm tired, you know.
Are you tired now?
No, Are you tired? Go back.
You can go back.
No, but thank you so much. No, thank you. You know. So even when that came about, you know, I'm sitting at home, no, just to give you a story. I'm sitting at home the following day, meeting her before he purchases. Hi, I call you again. You know, I'm busy on my cocks, okay, where's my undergarments, where's what? How? Now I call. I'm thinking manager's gonna be like, hey, you need to come in early, we need to discuss what. How no. I'm telling you, mama. Yeah, I'm telling you, no, I'm going on. And then jump up, ujwayele visa skipper. Awadile makadile bungitawo. Sengizwa ngolebo manje actually. You know. Yeah, it broke me, dog. Like young police spirit, because I felt like I had given so much for the club, and also the young boys around, Abu Tibedi, you know, Abu Solomon's, now it's Swallows, George Matlo, you know, Abu Mahlati, and I felt like it was really unfair on me. You know, I think I could have been told earlier. And then after that, I'm sitting there. Now I have to making a decision. You know, am I going back or nyasala? You know, And as time went on, then obviously, something happened at home, and I just decided, look, there's no turning back now. I think I have to shift my focus from football now and focus on my family and start building myself as well in terms of what do I want to do after football. It was not smooth, it's never smooth, because you have days where you're depressed. This game, I've given so much and this is what I get back.
Sure.
And when you go outside, when you play with the guys and the guys are like, but no, you should be playing. When you look at these players that are playing, I think you still have another 2 or 3 years, So yeah, that's how it came about. And for me to actually decide that, no, actually I'm done. Yeah.
In your situation right now, you find yourself back jailer on the day which you don't come to training. You think is it fair to South African football, to other players that are coming to
their retirement
to
stuff?
their retirement stuff? You know what I mean? Do you think is it fair? Do you think teams need to come maybe a year before or 6 months before?
Look, I'd say it's 50-50, and also I think it depends on how the club believes in you or believed in you at that time to say you deserve to know that, look, you're not going to get a contract next year, this is your last year. Some teams do that and tell you, look, Ngwenya, this is the last season we're giving you. If you still want to play, you can you can start looking now for another team, But it's not fair and nice, especially in South African football, where when you get to a certain age, they start to write you off. No, but Lomuntu Saramtala, no, he's going to want so much money. And I don't understand, why do you have to give me so much money when I'm young? When I get older, when I need that big package, the responsibilities are there now. Now there's family, there's kids. And now you're telling me I must take a salary cut, and that affects you. You understand? And I think something should be done about it. Whether, I don't know how other clubs do it, but maybe inform the players in time, a season before, if you know you're not going to need the player. I'm chilling, I'm a last minute, And there's other guys that are away from home. And you're being told that now you must shift the whole family. I'm a logistic anjalo, they don't think about that, It's
we are rental.
You just bought a car, you just bought this, and all of a sudden, hey, Melizinto, now they must stop. So yeah, they should find a way in terms of, it's just out of respect, not to saying it's a must, but out of respect, especially if the players done so much for football in the country. I think they deserve that.
Yep.
We'll get to the stuff that you mentioned that you've done for Swallows, because I feel like we need to take some time to give you the respect for that, because at a point where everyone might have written you off, you bounced back with this team that was in the grave, if we're being honest. So we'll get back to that. But how do you feel like you're now managing things in terms of life? I mean, we see you doing great things with Soccer Beat. We see you with Betway as well as an ambassador. I don't know if you're wearing this because you're an ambassador. Maybe something we don't know.
No, I wanted to say that to know that, hey guys, it's not a Talking Orlando Pirates show. It's iDiski Dine of it. So no, it's not about that. I think it's just for the love of the old school jersey that's come out. I was lucky to have one as well. And it's not about that. Yeah.
Sure. But how
to the team anyway.
You can say that.
Yeah, but the question to how you managing things now.
Look, it's not easy. Everything looks good out on the surface. I have my days where I feel like it's just too much because I'm a mom, I'm a dad. I must juggle work. I must juggle the kids, make sure they're okay. That's why sometimes, when my guys call me like, Fitu, are you coming this time? I'm like, Antoine,
sure.
Pick up, drop off, make sure they have lunch, blah, 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 sort out uniform, So yeah, it's not easy. But obviously with attending counseling and trying to get my confidence back, for me, because at some stage I felt like I lost myself during that period. I'm like, what's the point of me being out there and and being supportive to football, to the kids, to the youth in general? What am I going to tell them? Because what you get is, I don't want Umtana Madali Pole because now he's going to end up depressed like so and so, But I think prayer helped me a lot as well, and also having good friends like Abu Happy, the guys I work with at the Betway squad, very supportive. And sometimes as men, we don't cry out. We don't talk about things like this, you know. So, but we like family, so we talk about things like this. And sometimes I get something positive. He might say something and not realizing how he has really lived. Yeah. So yeah.
Sometimes it's just someone to listen.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Just want someone to listen to what you're going through and give you the support, you know, if possible.
Yeah. True.
It's not like you are always needing something from where when you give
no.
Sometimes you just need someone to listen and give you a bit of advice.
But bro, I mean, I respect this guy.
Yeah.
I respect this guy in terms of the way situation yake yenzeka corner and the way he turned around things in such a short term. And
Sure.
We can't say with this but we didn't expect, and the situation yake to lose the partner and acting different and be the mother and be the father to your kids. I respect like the way you do things in a corner and done. Like now it's unbelievable.
It's a sacrifice that you now need to make now.
Sacrifice.
Sure. It's nothing new because you've sacrificed a lot, I'd like to believe, in your career.
A lot. If I can take you back, Joe, like just the pressure of having to don a jersey Orlando Pirates at 17. Mind you, I'm in grade 11, Joe.
Cheese. You don't even done gas girl.
Shabile hempeli grey pants.
Sure.
No? And now I'm about to break through into the first team.
Sure.
You know, I'm part of the Bafana squad. You know, sometimes I couldn't travel because it's exams.
Sure,
you know, it's like, hey, we're going to Iceland. I'm like, I wanna Iceland. And my lady's like, Yako Skolo.
Sure,
you know,
sure.
So I had challenges as well. It's not like it was easy, happy, you know, because look, there came a stage in my life where I lost my best friend. You know, immediately I lost my mom, and I'm young. How do I deal with that? And that's when I think my performance dropped. But I don't realize that that I'm just
going through the motions.
I'm just going through the motions. You know, I'm like, anyway, whether I'm playing, I'm not playing, doesn't really matter.
Sure.
You know, coach, I'm not in the team. I don't even ask questions. You know.
Sure.
So those are the challenges that I've had to fight. You know, and even with family. You know, family is something else, guys, and we hardly talk about.
You can't choose family.
You can't choose family, you know. And it's a time where you're like, I wish my mom was here too. She's the one that could uplift me. You know, if one of the family members can come and tell me, no, it's not the end of the world, blah, blah, blah. But I did not get that happy, you know, and I don't know how I made it out, you know, because at some stage I thought, I'm done. I'm no longer going to be playing football anymore. What's there to play for? Because I always believed in competition. If you do better, not that.
Good.
Yeah, no, I also want to get better. If you're saying you can score with your left, I also want to score with my left, you know. So I always had that relationship. Now, we used to compete in a positive way, you know, and it's something that I don't see with this current generation, and I hope they can have that because that brings out the best in you as a player.
Sure.
You know, and I'm happy because at some stage then I'm not working. Clearly, Joe, and you ask yourself, good guys, I mean, I'm knocking on these doors. Nobody wants to give me a chance, you know. And you're not gonna say, I know I'm so and so. I played for what. I'm like, no, can I just come and train? Usbonet, I'm still in good shape, you know.
Sure.
Maybe I just need a bit of game time, you know.
You get better, yeah.
Nah, Cheesy, we can't pay you that amount, you know. I'm like, no, it's not about money. You understand?
Give me a chance. I want to play.
Give me a chance. With me playing, then we can start now talking. Okay, look, now you can see I'm really putting something for the club. Sure. I'm sure you can also now try and adjust something, you know. But that opportunity never came. I had to sacrifice a lot of things. I had to sell some of my cars. I had to sell my property in order for the family to survive. People don't know that, you know. But I had to like adjust things. Okay, all right. If I don't get work in the next 8 months, how am I get my kids going to go to school?
Good.
Sure.
You understand? And I want to put them first. They need to go through this. I have got bills to pay. Like, okay, I'm grateful I saved up a little bit while I'm, you know, during my days. I'm like, okay, I have a little bit left. Maybe this can push me for a year or two while I look for another team. You know, and I got that opportunity. Guess where? Makabi, too.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Before we jump to that, you mentioned something about youngsters in this generation. You don't think they push each other enough at this point, and that leads me to the next part of the conversation, because I wanted to touch on Orlando Pirates, the current one. We're seeing how the youngsters are doing under Coach Wadu. A lot of people had something to say at the beginning of the season when they started off, slow. I was one of them. I won't lie. I was guilty for it. I was guilty as well.
Serious?
Yeah, look, it happens. How do you see the team now? And do you think that this crop of young players that they have with a bit of experience in there, how far do you think they can actually get this season?
Well, I think for me, when it all started, I knew there was going to come a phase, because obviously having a new coach, there's changes that are going to be made. He needs to come with his new philosophy.
Sure.
And what was not so pleasing, I think, for most of Orlando Pirates fans was the coach having to play all the new guys. Because I felt like, hey, coach is putting too much pressure on these guys. As much as he's trying to change things, but maybe adjust it, And it got to that point where I think after 2 games, he started bringing in those guys that really know the culture of the club and slowly introduce the other guys, because that has always been Orlando Pirates culture, because we had an opportunity to actually try off at the Vodacom Challenge at that time. That's a platform for us to the fans must know. Hey man, there's this player. Oh, we signed so and so at Simbo, Not throw him in the deep end. But you can see that the team is now starting to understand how the coach wants them to play. And one thing that I love is the brotherhood they have, now, because when Happy scores, you're not going alone to the corner flag. We come to you, everybody celebrates. We
won.
Exactly.
We won.
But it's been good. It's been good for the coach and for the team, and also for the players that have adjusted. I think they're in for a good season. I believe they can go all the way and eventually win the league, because they have the depth in the squad. There's still other players that haven't played, which are quality. So I think that's what lacked maybe in the previous seasons, where you keep on playing the same lineup. So I'm seeing him rotating players, and they still perform. It shows that now competition, players are feeling what actually.
And the players are a competition. Let's be honest. When you start playing, our phone figure 30 minutes of the match. Our food, always go like it's players' mind. Like you always want to play the game. Every time you get an opportunity. But about Tolumuntu, adale position, we are quiet. We are quiet. But in the time, it's part of competition.
Makes you better.
It makes you better with it. Which is in next game in Coach Mele. Kind of like a level
confusing.
Who was that one player for you happy that made you feel with yes? Who's on Tateli Spani? Anytime, any point in your career, when you were comfortable at Pirates,
I was never be comfortable at Pirates. Let me tell you something. When I arrived, remember I was competing with Lucky Khwati, Jimmy Tau, Lebohang Mokoena. Those players, they were good and they were playing. They were experienced. Centre back was Tony Shabalala. Utata, Malinga, Tawang Mulife. Papi Khomane, the late Papi Khomane, they were playing at that time. So I was competing with a lot of experienced guys. So every time I was on my toes. One day when I get an opportunity, I need to make sure that I grab this, And when I got my opportunity, I was on my toes. People came. Mzunga came. Bakalu ya relax. Mama players are go right back. Uthi madoda kwenzakalani. Uthi ya go center back. Ama players are VV. Ya sign new players. So I always wanted to play and compete and then make sure uthi angipumi. Maybe that's why made me the player that I was at that time. and be consistent, work hard, be disciplined, because I didn't want each and every person that comes to take my position.
Sure.
I hear you.
So we pressure every single day.
Sure. No, I hear you.
You know?
I hear you. So let's break some ice. It is the icebreaker brought to you by Mozambique, and this time around it's called pictures, not pictures. It's called story behind the picture, and we've got 5 pictures here for Cheese.
Okay.
5 different times in your career, throughout your life, and we just need you to look at the picture and let us know what is going on in your life during that point of time. All right.
Are we rolling drums?
First one, let's go.
Oh my God. Yo. Oh la 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 la. Look, Happy. I felt bad for the scoreline.
Why?
The win, okay. The win, okay.
Why?
Because look, we were playing a castle team, and some of the boys looked up to us, and the thing is that the mentality was different from the players I had at Sundowns. Trompo scored 8, Joe. I even told him Trompo these boys they're not gonna. I'm sure most of them are not playing football anymore.
Yeah,
Joe, and like at the back of my mind, because I came on, I think the score was about maybe 16, 17.
Sure, you scored the 18th goal.
Yeah, and I'm like, we're fit. No, this is too
now
much.
you have a PSL.
I was
What was saying at this time? Like, you guys have scored so many goals at that point. What was he still saying on the touchline?
Look, with this game, this Nedbank game, Nieskens was still the coach.
Yes.
So he had that European mentality with the Inetal Kwal,
Yeah.
There's Mzansi must score 4-5. I party, And I'm like, coach is like, goals. So when we get to the score line, and I'm like, hey, because we were talking in the field, I'm like, but the late Richard Henyekan, easy guys. Abunyasha, in fact, killing these boys, and I'm like, these boys are no longer going to play football, But for me, performance-wise for the team, I think it gave us confidence as a team. But looking at the young boys, power lines, I felt like some of them won't come back from this, and they never did, because I once went that side and I asked some leaders, I'm like, I said, no. Most of them after that game, they said, no, that level is not for us.
It's too high.
It's too high.
Yeah. Did you guys have a chat with them after the game?
Yes, we did, and obviously exchanged some, some shirts with the players, because some of them still wanted boots, shin pads, and because the game was live as well, I don't think we could have taken it easy.
Yeah,
but at least we left some souvenirs, nyana there, with them, my chance. All is not lost. If you still want to play this game, you are going to face such things. So, you are strong lah.
And 24-0.
I'm still waiting for somebody.
Ngati thina sinokukhala ndoda abashaye 6-0. We're not 24.
Hey, Joe.
Tell us how I was playing with Richard Henyekan.
Oh, Chicharito.
That was his nickname.
Chicharito. Yo. Look, a very talented striker, very quick, could score goals. Crazy nyana off the field, but that's what happens. Special players have that,
Sure.
and Chicharito was one of those, and he was a close friend as well, Slala song and stuff. But he would always complain, mangadali, like, yo, munna yo, batla ko tsameka na yo, relax,
He's from Kimberley.
You're gonna get your chance and play, But what a great human being, And I think it shocked a lot of us after what happened to him, And man, may his soul rest in peace. But great human being.
Amara Obs was a quality striker.
He was a quality striker. When you can,
Sure. Yes.
And Sure. It was a difficult player to mark.
Yeah.
He got speed, skills.
Sure.
So.
Next picture, let's go, bro.
Okay.
Drum rolls again.
Oh, yabona ke la You see here. You see here.
I told you we're gonna come back.
Everybody forgot about cheese, eh?
Yes.
They're like, where's cheese?
Yeah,
Oh,
So
yeah.
cheese was big, eh?
This time I was working my way back, coming from Cape Town, was Ajax. I think I stayed 6 months coming from Cape Town, looking for a team, you know, and big ups to Mr. Alan Norman, who was the owner of Makabi. The coach was Muketi Tsotetsi.
Yeah.
Muketi and Aubrey Mutiba, the goalkeeper coach with Chiefs. So they saw me training in Highlands Park, coached by Owen Takam. But Owen bengengwazi ukuhlala lapha. Yo,
Why?
I trained 30 days now, ne?
Sure.
You coach, but this
Like
run,
Jimmy's.
this you are going to ask last dali pola mos. It's not dali.
But you were not at Pirate the time you came.
No,
I was there,
far.
Marako.
So Mchwaele.
No, but I thought good man. But football evolves, man. You know, preseason sometimes you can do it with the ball. You know, and I'm full of touchy ball.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm there, macho, and I'm like, coach, no. So we play friendly games. Got injured, I got a hamstring because of running, and I'm like, okay, sharp. Coach contract, and he's like, hey, look, we don't have the budget. This is after 30 days. So I get a call from Mr. Ndlovu, who was the manager at that time for this team. He's like, no, come join us. And they were training La A Talent Club, so it was closer to home as well. Fine, the money was way too low, you know, but for me, I felt like I think this is an opportunity to revive myself and not doing it for the people, but to make sure that I fulfill my career, because I'm not going to stop because I must go to a Vodacom team, NFD team. I'm like, no, yes, I'm not getting any offers, you know, in the top flight.
Sure.
But you know, got there, got my fitness level back. I had Besuma with me. I had Tapelo Chilo, you know. So when I saw the guys, I'm like, okay, at least there's brothers here, you know, that are also going through the same thing.
Yeah.
So we'll help each other. We'll help the team, and make sure we come out of this, you know. And
Sure.
yeah, I think this was like a point in my career where I felt South African footballers are not respected and given the opportunity they deserve after everything that I've done, you know, for the clubs that I played for before Makabi. But I also took this as an opportunity to help those young ones that I got there. Like, okay, maybe let me start now, you know, and then I'll maybe go for my coaching badges. But let me start now and start to help these boys and make them understand what it takes to become a professional and what you need for you to actually make it there, you know. And I was fortunate and happy that time. People were doubting, yeah, Cheesy can never play 25, 30 games. And I'm like, you guys don't know the things that happens behind the scenes. Sometimes we happy as I'm not in the team. How Ipepa, no, Cheesy's out with flu, is sick, is what. I can't go to the media and say no, but you know, it's like I'm fighting the club, you know. So when I got here, I think I shocked a lot of people, especially those that doubted me. Like, nah, he's not gonna be able to come back.
Sure.
So I played the whole season, you know. I was playing as a winger, as a striker. I think that's when I now played to midfield as well.
Sure.
And yeah, I think this moment was just the resurrection of Cheese at this time, with
Sure.
nobody watching, no cameras, nobody. But yeah, with God's grace and my effort behind the scenes, I think I was able to, you know, to fulfill my career path and say, no, I still have more years to go.
You know, it's a great story, Cheese, because you mentioned it's revival. It's you bouncing back from a time when no one believed in you, you know.
Sure.
But I want to understand it from, because in different career fields, you find a guy who's been an accountant for 10 years or so, but he loses his job and now he needs to start again and try something different. And when he tries this thing that's different, he's probably going to earn less than what he was earning when he was an accountant. And you saying that you earned a lot less during that time.
Sure.
How do you have the conversation with your spouse or your partner, you know, to say, baby, the high life is no more, you know, we need to now craft and start good class? Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of guys out there who aren't footballers but have been in the same situation where they were earning a certain amount of money and now they have to take a different, completely different, you know, walk of life and earn a lot less.
Yeah, look, I think it goes with being lucky of having the right partner. You know, I think I was lucky to have the right partner who did not really she didn't like the media space, and I'm sure that's why you're probably never going to find a lot of her pictures on the socials and what.
Sure.
She was very private about it. Like, you know what, I'm not the one that's playing football, right? So you do your thing, my guy.
Sure.
But me, I don't want cheese in the house. Sure. Okay, no, sure, you know. And she was very supportive, you know. That's why I come to this point of it's very important as a footballer, and I wish I knew this when I was way younger, you know, because if you have the right partner, you have somebody that's able to support you even when you go through a moment like this that I spoke about, you know, where somebody constantly reminds you of who you are, you know, and what you can still give, you know, and also to see your friends and the people you had around during that time. So she was very supportive in that aspect, you know, to make sure that, Joe, you cannot stop because people are saying this and that. And it does not mean that if we cannot buy a platter, we cannot make papen in Komasi and eat and go to bed and sleep. People don't know that. They don't see that, you know what, hey, it's tough, Joe. Let's just make eggs and bread and sleep. We don't know what tomorrow holds because there's really nothing at home. But if it was someone else, no, language are not okay, I'm gonna leave. You know, she stuck with me all the way up until, you know, things looked up, you know, and I was grateful to God and my ancestors for giving me a person like that, number one, you know, because I just feel like if ever I was with somebody that just loves all these material things, because sometimes and yes, you can't blame because you don't know.
Yeah.
You know, when are you in love with Tandu Wako, and when things are good, you know, we go out, you buy this. Hey, love. Oh, I've bonasile.
But it's not easy, bro, to select a good partner while you're still in your peak.
Sure.
I think with you, she came at the right time.
Sure.
In your life, you know, and you've learned a lot.
Yeah.
From Guye, you know, until Unkulunkula Mtata.
Yeah.
But you started to think different.
Yeah.
That's why Naye, she can come to you and say, Mamela, Cheesy, as for no Cheeseboy to me.
Yeah.
As for no Lebohang Mokoena line.
Sure.
Because she knew which is no Mokoena is two different people.
Yeah.
Sure.
We understand.
True.
And now you started to change your lifestyle as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, not because of you were going through those things, but because of the partner that we have.
Sure.
I think our mama has been respected enough, but when there's something about later in billions as we to be better.
Sure.
And the mobile corner, it's very colors.
Sure.
Yeah.
But when you're on your peak,
on your peak as a footballer, you think you think you're the superstar, you know, in control of everything, you know, and into Kautamachidapa sometimes, you know.
So do you feel like you must get the right part at the early age? Or
I would say to you, let's make an example of a lot of European players. Wayne Rooney, for example, who got married at about 21, 22.
Yeah. Yep.
What did that do for him and his career? You know, there's a lot of players we can mention. Obviously, we don't. It's fun, you know. And when I looked at his career, and I'm like, but why, Tina, are we not doing that in South Africa? Number one, our families are very influential. Happy you can have somebody that's meant to be a soulmate, but because you are this superstar and you're earning a lot of money, or family is like, no, wow, shut up, boy. Enjoy your life. You know, but along that way, you know, you date there. But you don't see it when, you know, and you start to realize the difference once you have a stable partner with you. I'm actually saving,
save a lot
saving a lot of money. Why didn't I think of this a bit earlier? And I just did the right thing, you know. So I think it's a message to the players as well that are in those long-term relationships, but we are sabuk shot.
Yeah.
Because you're thinking, nah, a lot of people are divorcing and doing what. No, you're not that person.
Yeah.
You cannot tell the future. You
Yeah.
understand? But if you can protect what you are working for with a partner, oh no.
Coach Ruri Kroll, he said, I want a married man. A grounded.
And Mzansi, they take you serious. No shot till as a player. That's why.
At the time, I want to shot because they are serious grounded.
Sure. They want something to lose.
Yeah, why has it passed Venezuela?
Yo.
That's
interesting.
Yo.
That's why you decided to get married as well.
Yeah, I'm so late.
Thank you.
It's for me.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
I did, but I was so late in Germany.
Thank you. I'm Kai on the choose.
Okay, sweet. There we go.
Now I hear you. I hear you, Skipper.
Mara, because of I've learned that thing overseas as well, and now I want to be in Salanabo, you know, next to me,
Sure.
they were shot. You know, not to say what I felt like I'm
Under pressure.
or ganja, no, but when I started to be committed in a relationship, things zivakre, ngabona ukuthi my things sengiqala ukusave, sengiqala ukwenza izinto eziright.
Sure.
So, not to say ukuthi bengenza izinto ezirong, but I'm just saying
Sure.
once I started to be committed, now my life is different.
Sure.
People now abasakufoneli noma kanjani woza kuphi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like entwana ukhona namuntu no I can't come because of we've got a family you know, to take off. So it's very important sometimes to be in a committed and focus on your job. It helps you. And in South Africa, you know, football is a short career.
Yeah.
You know, nowadays at the age of 35 you're done. So if you can just commit yourself to maybe 10 to 15 years.
And 35, you're still young, eh? When you retire 35. I mean, not football-wise, but in life in general.
In life general,
you're
you're
still
still
young,
young.
you know?
In life general, you're still young. But in South Africa, you are lucky if you made it to 10 years. You are lucky to make it to 15 years.
Yeah.
So if you take yourself seriously, the moment you get a chance as a youngster and say, let me focus to my football, you know, for the until 35.
Sure.
Let's say from 30. And you limit the injuries, brah.
Yeah. They limit you as well, yeah.
You know, you limit the injuries. If you focus, you work hard, you focus on things that you want. And life yako iba smooth.
All right, G. Like, I mean, I can attest.
Next picture.
Wait, I'm a picture now. Look at that. Look at this special moment. This is a special moment, man.
A very special one.
Joe. Yo, I'm a comment Sawatola after, like, the boys are back. Finally, they're back. You know. So I think this stands out as a highlight in my career because of the previous picture as well and how we got to this stage. You know, when you get to a stage, I'm going to get back. I was in Kale, man.
Take those glasses off.
No. Yo, Joe. Yo, happy. Yo. Joe, I don't know where to start, Joe. You know, first of all, the man I'm you know, with there, Vuyo Mere. Yo, what a human being. What a leader. You know, 25 years, 24 years in this game. We're talking these boys about 10 years. They must go 20.
That's what I'm saying.
You understand? Maybe more than 1,000. Those are the things that should motivate them. But no, I wanna, you know. So, coming back to this picture, we had just gotten promoted, you know, to the Premier League, and I mean, it was never an easy journey, Joe. You know, I mean, we had a lot of youngsters in the team. They were looking up on us to actually try and get them to that level, you know, and financially the team was not there, you know, and we had to make sure that we keep the boys grounded, you know, even when things are not okay, that, hey, guys, you guys have a perfect opportunity. If me and this guy don't make it, it's okay. It's because this is like, it's okay. But the fact that we are pushing these boys and promising them that, guys, for you to actually become something and do something about your career, we need to get to that level, you know, and we instill that mentality. I don't think I was the only captain in the team at this time, but through Vuyo, through Vigil Freeze, you know, we'd sit down and Cabanga Joe, let's get a good board room. Nama board members with team. You know, at that time we had the Premier and Tateli Sufi. You know, we had the chairman there, Babkulu, the CEO, and they would ask us, you know, what players do we need to bring in? You know, what is it going to take for us? You know, like, as in, towards the end, because we got into COVID. Towards the end, so tell them envelope nyana, just have an envelope. It's funny,
Sure.
500 sharp,
Yeah.
1,000 rand, it's okay. You know, it goes a long way. You know, and especially for these boys, it's going to keep the team motivated because at least you are playing for something because
Sure.
you are close. I mean, Ajax was what they were leading with about 6 or 9 points. You know, with about 6-7 games to go. You know, when we went all the way, Joe. You know, I remember my wife, my late wife, telling me this with it. You are gonna go back to the PSL. I did not believe when she told me that. I'm not this one. I'm not this one. Yeah, you're okay, sharp. So when this happened, and I don't know why, whenever I get such an achievement, there's always a baby on the way.
Oh, so what's only achievement like
Kinda, you know, Sean is coming. Sean now. and she's like, nah, present. This is, and I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, no, thank you, God, number one, for that. You know, there's a new blessing coming. And also, financially, there's going to be a little bit of a change in my situation right now. And especially with the baby coming, okay, I can now start to think, you know, but yeah, with this, man, you know, and also the history of Swallows, too, you know. A lot of people, maybe for the youngsters that do not know, you know, Swallows is one of the oldest teams, and my grandfather was supporting Swallows. So magang bona nila, and I got questions. Cheesy, captain. I'm like, I was a captain at under 17. I was a captain at under 23 at some stage, and that's why I became captain. But maybe I could not become captain at that time because I had a lot of senior guys in front of me that I had to learn from. Because we all learn from somebody. You know what I mean? It's Nabo Metupu, Tabo, Ezrom, Surprise, you know. Those are older players. Pirates, you know, Papi Khomani, Abuto, you know. So this I dedicated to all the guys, the older guys, because most of them were retired. Like Lamakrotman, I thank you guys so much because I remember this short story. I was like, I know Dala Nama Masters Legends. I get there, Abu Iskuza, Abu Tiki, Fabian McCarthy, Stiga. So I just play one game. I'm like, you need to go back and play. No, you're not ready for this one. You must go there. So immediately after this, I sent a shout out to them and said, Makrotman, thank you so much. You know, I never thought it's possible that I can get back to this level, but because Benglalela, I listened to the older guys. I think that's why we managed to bring back Swallows. Unfortunately, I said, but yeah.
What's your take there in terms of Swallows not on PSL anymore?
The proper planning. We shared a lot with the club owners in terms of the development, getting your development sorted out. Because financially not okay, but there's players you can always promote. Focus on that for now. You don't have a sponsor, you know, and we can't be buying, you can't be buying all these expensive players and what. Yes, we are here and we're trying to mold a good squad so that you can survive. That's why we went the first season back in the PSL. This was number 5.
Yeah, number 5. Yeah.
You know, and that was like, it shocked them now because yo guys can't, you know. So when I look at this picture, this is memories, Joe. But why didn't so?
We have to. You know, there's two characters I want to speak about while we're still at the Swallows thing. And firstly, it's Upanyaza.
Yeah.
How influential was he? Because I hear you talking about the board would invite you and you guys would have the conversations about who should be bought and all of that. But how involved was he? You know, because I'm trying to get the football knowledge that Panyaza has. You know what I mean?
Paul.
Sure.
He loves football. You know, I think even before he decided to bring back Swallows, I think that has always been his plan to actually own a club that's going to be, you know. And luckily Swallows was available and it's got rich history as well. And I used to see him, when we playing our PSL games. He'd be there watching, like he still does even today when he's got time. So the passion that he has, that's why he's got his own tournament legacy. Because I think everybody, doesn't matter the career path you at, there's always that one, a hobby or that keeps you entertained. So I think for him, football was one of them, and his influence was very, very great, Happy, because number one, he knew the players as well, so he also knew how the league is being run, and he also knew that if we bring back a team like Swallows, what will this do for the community as a Soweto, as a top field, because ungakhotha phela thina ama-fans wethu kumele phathwe ama-tripnyana umtshele ukuthi half time ungakhohlwa amapilisi
Uphuze kancane.
So bangekho right egroundini besibatshela labafana sithi ningakhohlwa phela ukuthi thina bazowa labantu asingabuleni ngabantu abadala. So but yeah, man, I think he came at the right time, to buy this stuff.
Yeah, no. Swallows had old supporters.
Yeah, no, we did. I'm a man.
Kumulu Rasta, just remember Rasta.
Yeah.
Man, and I wonder where Rasta is now, because I used to see him when you guys came back, but he wasn't always at the ground as he used to be. But I remember he's like, when I think about Swallows, he's one of the first people that come to mind.
Rasta, ne?
Yeah, Rasta.
But we proper derby, Pirates against Swallows. That's a derby like this.
The one that comes to mind is the one that was at Ellis Park. Swallows was wearing white, I think. They still had Abonom Vet at the time, but it's quite vague. It's quite vague, but I remember. Yeah. You were then moved into the midfield. I'm not sure which point that was during your time there, but I guess working with Brendan Shooter and him trusting you to be the engine in that midfield at your age at the time when everyone had given up on Uchi's being,
angakhohlisi lo muntu ukuthi uqala ukudlala emidlalweni lapho.
Bengifuna okay yabo
Parachutes. Center mid. You played everywhere. But coach of Parachutes, he tries you everywhere so that you get used to the game.
Sure.
So that sometimes when it comes with too happy, ulimele manje.
Red card
or what, you sacrifice to go to that position to help the team. So angathi uqale late. He's been a player in the middle.
No, I started. There's a team called Fosbeck City, MFN. So I used to play them growing up. So I used to play the number 6 position. But if I was very quick at that time. I think they put me there because I could, many things. I could also get into the box and go and score. And then I think when I got to Swallows with Coach Brendan as well, I think his system allowed me to actually play in that position because he felt he needed a good spine, because I think that's what you need at that level. You need a good spine if you want to be promoted. You need that centre back with experience. You need that goalkeeper that's there with experience. You think on a striker that's going to be able to score. And that's when he started to convert me. But also when I was at Sundowns, I used to play the number 10, number 8 position sometimes. But like Happy said, it started way back. Being able to adjust to certain positions. I remember Coach Pizzo saying, "Hey, me bra, redala le super sport. No, kabatla right back, kabatla dale right back. Wang faka right back echi. Awla for ngampaka la mnganam. Manje ndikumpaka la ngimthathe ngimisele khoneni." Yeah. Akhathele la for akhathele Pizzo. If you can handle la for, it means you can handle two so phala ngathi no. Athi lo mapotrisi lo angeke. Lo ngathi lo mnganam wangibona lapha ngangichacha the whole day. Because I was not playing, so I felt like, okay, maybe coach is trying to, bring me back slowly, but maybe he feels, because normally I'm a wingers, we convert to easily
to right back. Like K has done it as well.
So I was like, I'm no, assisting. I need to know, coach, for this game against Super Sport. No. I don't think I'll be able to. I think maybe the more, friendly games behind the scenes need.
Sure.
Because Nakona, you guys were going to be surprised. And like, let's just team
right back.
You know,
And also you need adjustment.
exactly. You know,
the adjustment. Our manager would
yeah.
you can get away with one game, but others
will get exposed or somehow. You know,
sure.
so I felt good, like given these opportunities in different positions at a young age, made me believe. That's why if coach can say, Cheesy, we need left back, but you don't need to go forward. Just be there. I can play.
Sure.
I know the role, how it has to be played. Obviously, I'll add in exam and whatnot. You know.
Sure.
So that's why I think Coach Shooter said, you know what, Cheese, I need you to play in that midfield because I think my system will allow you to play. Because I was a little more calmer after the injuries. You know, speed you know.
Sure.
So I was playing on the wing, but it had changed. I had to invert, come inside. But then he picked up something like, you know, I think I need you here because build-up play, when we build up from the back, you are comfortable, you are scared, you know, you can tell where you are.
Sure.
And also you can help Abu Tibedi, you know, the young boys that are here to try and understand this role, you know. So, yeah, you must be versatile. What have you done it now, guys?
I'll keep my head. Oh, thanks, sweet Jackson.
Now, why you
Basically, Ed and Jane, what you're saying, as a footballer, you should be able to adjust to different positions. Because you never know.
I'm not consider stuff.
The first
How many minutes did you play as a goalkeeper?
15.
It's a lot.
That's a lot of time, bro. 15 minutes is a lot of time, bro.
I'm not surprised.
No, but I knew.
But I had some great save, eh?
Yeah, you had that one great save towards the
end. But
end.
when you from Michiminto, but not knowing what it's going to come with the team. I'd say the same with me, where I didn't see myself playing that position. And it surprised a lot of people. But guys like Happy knew Cheesy can play. I've seen him play. Yeah.
Last point on Brandon Shooter, because you mentioned that season you guys finished 5th.
Yeah.
But if you remember well, what pushed you guys to finish 5th was the first half of the season, where you guys played incredibly. I think you guys went unbeaten. Along those lines. You guys were either unbeaten or something along those lines.
7 games or 8 games.
7 to 8, about 8 games or so unbeaten. Yeah.
And then the problem came in the second half of the season when you guys started drawing a lot of games.
Sure.
What do you think led to that? Because I think that also sort of affected Brandon Shooter when he left the club. He went to Amazulu, he went to where else? Richards Bay as well. You know, and things didn't really work out for him. What do you think led to the slow, return in the second half of that season for you guys?
Look, I'd say it's also the experience. We didn't have enough depth in the squad, and Coach Shooter is one coach that believed in playing the same team over and over. Like, we have the same lineup for most of the games, and now it came a time where, but we knew this was going to happen, and that's why we pushed ourselves. Like, guys, we just got promoted. Yes, it's Swallows, but we have a lot of youngsters that are here. We don't have much experience. Some of us are getting a bit older. I'm not saying I won't be able to play most of the games, but this can affect us. If you get promoted and you don't win most of your games in the first round, you stand a very good chance of fighting relegation and playoffs, So we pushed ourselves with the guys. As winning as much as Basalahile Bangasbon, as Koleken. So when they got used to the system, you're a coach. Like you're saying, happy teams will always plan with Laba, Badala, this and that. So this is how you merge against it. So, but Shooter is a brilliant coach, because I think I'm the first guy to tell him who's a coach in the PSL when he came from. I was like, when was coach? You were supposed to be a PSL coach.
Really?
Because I could tell with his preparations for the match.
Game,
It felt like, okay. When you're at Pirates, when you're at Sundowns or Chiefs, they do things differently. And I could tell with the way he's doing things. This is what they do at those big clubs. So if you're bringing it here, we're going to support this and make sure,
that we make it. Take
so
it forward.
People know about Brendan Shooter as well.
Now you guys did a great job. Unfortunately, things didn't, end up quite right with yourself at the club, with the club itself. But yeah, it's into some pale.
Yeah,
Into some pale.
for sure.
We've got 2 more pictures to go. Let's go. Next picture, Cheese.
That card. La.
Which one is that one? Yeah. You know, I was trying to figure out who's this brother that you're standing with in this picture.
Coach Micho. No, not
Which
Micho. Kunjubane. What's his name again? He was assistant to Papish.
Okay.
He also went to go coach Black Leopards as well.
Okay.
I'll get his name now because we haven't spoken in years.
This day, what was happening that day?
On this day,
What happened?
we had just lost the league on the last game against Bush Parks. This was at Johannesburg Stadium. I remember the late Sizo was also part of this. And look, when you play for a big club like that, it's different. We never had bonuses or anything. So for us, it was more of, guys, December time, because the league at that time, the calendar was different. Break December, our family funge holiday, about gift. Definitely, I push back. Unfortunately, we had to score 5 goals to win the league. We messed it up the game before that.
Before
that, yeah. And sharp. We played the game. I think we scored 2. One third goal was disallowed. I think they disallowed one of my goals because I was playing as a striker. As you can see, the hair.
Ronaldo. Ronaldo. I remember
You must tell us
that
about
day.
the hairstyle as well after that.
You know, and this moment, you know, I think this defines a period where at Orlando Pirates we were almost like winning the league. You know, we were just like always the last day of the season, and we were playing quality football. Happy people, tsunami, stadium is full. We playing good football.
Sure.
And Chiefs, Sundowns, Bafik and Jebat overtaken. There's excellent 1 game, 2 games, and we'd miss out on the league. I think I have a picture like this at home as well, you know, and I look at it and I'm like, being she's as a striker, why bang convert? And maybe I'm going to being competent about Krobla,
sure.
You know. And then I got converted to go play as a winger. Now I'm more away from goal.
Sure.
Now I must make a play. Cutting.
Mohamed Salah. Man.
You know, but at that time I was playing as a lone striker.
Sure. Was that what led to you having the hairstyle at that
Yes,
time?
because growing up, Ronaldo.
Okay.
But they call me now, Ronaldo.
How many nicknames do you have?
Let me tell you that. Mina, Ronaldo was the first one I received.
Okay.
In Orlando Pirates, before they opened the development center, Orlando. I have a picture called. I think I saw something similar to that, right? And then the phenomenon was doing his thing in Brazil, you know. So I could relate with him in my style of play as well. Because I have been 2-3. I come to games with bank. I suge center. So
That was my favorite game. Bro.
Yeah, both I was joined. Yes. You know, I was joined. So I remember that game, and when I talk about me playing as a forward at that time, I used to enjoy watching Ronaldo at that time. To the young boys out there, not Cristiano, the phenomenon.
So Ronaldo number 9.
The number 9, you know. So yeah, Ronaldo from then, and then when I got to the first team as the youngster. And Mtangus Kundeli Cheeseboy.
Sure.
I'm like, hey, I turn the cheesy lentona there, you know. And I'm a clot man. Hey, Cheeseboy. Hey, pick up the bags. Hey, collect what, you know. And the fans as well, knowing what the bang with cheese. And I'm the youngest at the club at that time. I know how Cheeseboy way to go. You know. And that's how it grew. And I started hearing them chant my name.
Okay.
Stadium, cheese, you know. And
Sure.
That's how that nickname came about. Bangkwatelekas. So cheesy much.
Ronaldo.
So, you know, yeah, that's how those came about.
Last picture.
Let's go. That card. Wangata uko right nje manje. Mara
Some picture wenu.
As a story.
Picture it too.
Yo.
Yeah.
Happy. Yamas lumuntu dong naila. Oh my God.
I know the person.
Njayamba fit makura, makiro.
Sure.
The Continental himself.
Sure, Continental.
Sure. Yo. Yeah, I know I get emotional when I see this picture, Joe. Even though I know there was the other time it was posted, but bega masut when lana yawa. What is for
Yeah, marangale zinkathi vele bekugqokwa wona.
That was the one.
Exactly. It was the in thing.
Manje sekugqoka amathaya.
Oh yes, it's a tailored stuff and what, you
right.
know. So, yeah, man, this is my brother. This is, you know, not blood brother, but this is my brother. I took him like, he was not only just a friend, a teammate, you know, he was, yeah, we shared a lot with this man, you know. I think Gift can tell you what I'm thinking without even me saying anything. I'm actually good to go, you know. So, yeah, man, losing this guy, I think that's when I lost that drive. You could say, okay, me and him were supposed to be superstars, like Joe. You know, Manchester United, no. I'm going to Barcelona, no. Give that like Real Madrid player, like Real Madrid player, you know. And even though we had the opportunities to leave, but the situation, you know, it did not happen. But yeah, when you talk about who Gift, yeah, the whole day happy, you know. He's done so much for me. I also did the same for him. We drove the same cars, stayed in the same apartment. When he was gonna make his move to Sundowns, we were like, yeah, no, you know, and you know, he likes to flex his muscle. This guy, Tyrese, you know. I remember Vodacom challenging it to get them fun. Let's just write something, you know. Just let's read one book and just write. No. Meaning lyrics Tyrese and and then I would chip on my bank and I'm like, yeah, that's all you know. You can only write my lyrics, but you cannot write something about yourself. So yeah, man, I think losing him, I think for South Africa as a whole, and for me, yeah, I lost a brother, love, cool. Yeah, too much. I think I was in camp, I cried. The chairman called me in the morning, and he's like, Ukoka, I'm like, no, I'm in camp, under 23s, I think with Coach Steve. And I'm like, Arya, your friend is no more. And I'm like, who? And I was sharing a room, Nonzo, Senzo. So Senzo sees me, and he's singing 34, singing a car. Boy say, energy.
Yeah, sure.
Boy say, all right. Like, bruh, we just got news. So and so is just passed on. Oh, we broke in tears, Joe, come in, Joe. And I was like, I want to leave. What happened? So I'm like finding out. You know, I'm this investigator and I'm on society.
Sure.
No, this.
What did you find out, bro? What did you find out about that day?
Look, he was with a friend that I personally don't know, you know, and Gift was one person. Right? Sharp. See, we used to go to Standard Bank at Southgate because we used to go to the car wash. In the car wash here, Virgin Active. And then the Chiefs guys would wash their cars on the other side, the Shell garage.
Sure.
So Tina West Blomangai. I'm going to watch Tina Shatlupega Parrots. Let's
Yeah.
So I mean, what's your
So le kwali liphuma kudala bro.
Yeah, mamela.
Dala le kwali khona vele.
Ngathi sikhathi ground ni sila.
Cheeseboy.
Yabona ngithi the Tlama boys ababachuthi. After training, you know, bagezile bamnandi, zela ama-short, ama-flops, you know, she's travel ama-polonyana, you know, the guys are buying good cars, you know. But we never had that, you know, but that made us push, you know, to say, okay, we can be glamorous. And we were doing that, you know. So coming back to Leicester Gift. So Gift, that man began to keep him like your own. Yonke.
Like, keep a yonke.
Joe, I'll make an example, okay? Just rough figures. Rough figures, you know? Let's say we get 20,000 for a match win, Bafana, and then we come back, and then the manager then, Pani Kujani, and like, no, the monies are in, and they send notification. First thing it comes in, and it is, I mean, in the same unit.
Sure.
Your room like Kelunga. I'm so terrorist. Keep in the selling a vest. Keep in my seal. Late. Kulelu Mamel on the cat. It's on the phone. Mamzo, get, I'm coming. Langinja, what's Allah? Oh, I'll check a phone now. I'm like, okay, check your phone. Boy, let's go. Say Southgate. And then when he's got money, he has bigger for him. La matricota pens, la anama.
Mapogeta
pa. I was retired and I split it. So for my three, my pa. I forgot my phone, I so. You know, but he would balance it in Jagat. And I'm like, Mpana, we say guy, you get password. Like, I'm done. I'm going to celebrate my life. Nah? I'm going to buy. What do you want? You know? That man must figure marketing his keeper. If he buys a shirt, young Tengela now. Like, no, tonight we rock this.
Sure.
Tonight we rock. Bongati Sama twins, you know.
Sure.
And that's what I loved about him. You know, he was one person that was able to express himself, and he was not scared of anything. Like Uskwamanda Joe was. You know, you'd ask yourself, like, le plak we tatava, you know, and I think that's what made him special. You know, besides his football career, he would have been one of the best players in the world, because I'm still yet to see a player that can play like Gift, or even come close to Gift when it comes to his strength, his speed, his power. Left and right, same range.
Yeah.
Awuyazi bekabashabo senze sisahleli sisastrepa thina ngaphandle ready for his session. Hayi ngonye business nabo goalkeeper ngalo uzwa ngenet nje. Hey, warm up at least. Emona warm up, but hayi natural into boy, you know. Ubona usenze ukuthi uphela amandla ukuthi mina keep ucoach makangabona lento le angengidlali mustani. You know, so yeah, he was something special, man, you know.
Yeah.
And I think only God knows why it took him so early. And back to that story of how it happened on that day. He gave me a call saying, look, my life is about to change. I'm like, what? The
Sundowns, eh?
I'm going to Africa. But that Cox. I'm fit. I'm not going to tell a man you do now. I'm doing a Cox. I figure Tate. Yakumla Lama Predator blue.
A blue, yeah.
Shine,
yeah.
You never got a number 6 stars. So, normally when they gave us good number 6 stars, so he comes and like guy cooks it. Goes and he plays and he tells me, no, they're going for the calf, what. And then on his way back, he's like, bruh, things are going to change for me and my wife and my kids. I'm going to go buy a house. I'm going to buy her a car. So he gets home. They go out, no mamzo, you know, they go to the clan, they have lunch, they're catching up obviously as a couple, you know. And then later on in the evening, he's like, no, I'm going to go visit a friend, Spruit. Because from Malberton to Spruit, it's not far, it's about maybe 20 minutes. But he probably went to have a good time with some of his friends there.
Sure.
So on his way back, he comes back with this other guy. I forgot his name, you know, but he knows himself. I was so upset to like being quite happy. Like,
you know the brother.
I know the guy, you know, and even Bachukara. Yeah, you know, Bachukara knows the guy. Yeah. So he knows the guy as well, you know. So I'm like, what happened, Kada? You know, it's like, no, these guys were driving back, and Gift was rushing back home because engine by a phone, man. You've been gone for too long ago. So I knew now like he's with this one guy in his speed. You know, he used to, and we used to talk about it. And when I told him that, Atigimi, as long as those lakul hamba nami, babati bayang chigela laba nyazo abakam koina bazong protector for that day. Days are not the same. One day ngeke be caught, you know, and it happened where he gets into this accident. And when I find the details, he was with this guy and he had cash.
In his pocket.
Yeah, he had money in his pocket. Because I think Mamelodi can confirm it as well. He had money in his pocket, and he, like I just explained, he went to have fun and blah blah blah. So on his way back, they get into this accident. The car subsides, and and he comes out of the sunroof, flies out of the sunroof. This guy as well, he's out, but his conscience is okay. Gift is out, because I could tell with these my windscreen cuts on that guy's face, Elon, at the funeral. But obviously at the funeral I was just all over.
Correct. Yeah.
And Namachi time with you. I'm cuts and what. I'm like, okay, sharp. But we need to ask him what happened, because we're gonna need closure at some stage. So Mastolindaba, everything happened. So he was also in shock of, look, this guy died in my hands. How do I explain this? So what I hated was that he took whatever he could take, the money and stuff,
put it in the pocket.
He walked back. Sprint Pelasco fair. He walked to.
So he left the scene.
He left him at the scene because he was with him. That's why when I asked him, like, didn't you guys like question this guy and just ask him what happened? Because everybody's saying, no, you pen. It's not that deep. You go to the car, whatever. But my thinking might be my opinion, because I know how Gift is. Probably got into an argument with him in the car. Steering. Because he was that type of a person, and maybe whoever pulled the steering, or things can happen, and then the car went, and that's how we lost him, and even today, I think it's the first time I'm sharing this, but it's something that I've kept, and like, only if this guy can just tell us what happened. That's it, what happened in the car before the accident, because he was with someone, and the person that actually felt this was the guy that gave Gift the car, John. He was a close friend of ours, Gift came back, didn't have a car at that time. He's like, no, I want to take my wife out, and the kids like, no, come, there's a key, take. But mind, these cars, they fly. Kanange, I'm at 323, I'm at 325. And like, yeah, here's the car. And Gift went, and unfortunately that was the last. And he felt bad with it. Why did I give him the car?
Sure. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, man.
That's the sad part.
Yeah, but it's life.
But did you find the closure?
Not yet in Jam, but I live with that. Like I said, with what happened with my mom as well. Like, I live with that. And basically, that's when I got to a point where I'm like, too close to somebody. I'm like, be my friend, like, because I feel like I got fun. Hey, one day God is gonna be like, no, because it has
happened.
It has happened a lot where it started to play in my mind with the. I think I'm phoning because I never know what might happen,
Sure.
So yeah, man.
Nah, Cheese, I think just hearing that, it's it's quite sad hearing it from your point of view, because you were close to him.
Sure.
You were. It was your friend, I just found out earlier on that you guys actually shared a home together. I didn't know that, and to find that out, I thought to myself, how much pain did this guy go through, during that time. But yeah, man, thanks for sharing that.
Sure.
The pictures are done.
Yeah.
We've went through some.
So you are safe now. You're safe, yeah?
Not yet safe.
Why? Because of now.
Because of now.
Because of now. I'm safe.
Safe.
Nah, you're safe, man. You're safe. I picked out an article, and this is just to touch on your revival, because I think when I look at your story, it's always about that bounce back, how good you are when you bounce back from a situation. And this was an article written by Uma Gleason after you joined Ajax. And a quote says, Mokwena's career in the top flight stretches back 16 years, having made his debut at the age of 17 at Pirates in the early rounds of the 2004 African Champions League. But his career stats reflect long spells out of the game, with Mokoena having only had 2 seasons where he made more than 20 starts in a single campaign.
Yeah.
And that's what you spoke about earlier on, to say that that was how people saw you, as a guy who would never give you more than 20 games.
For sure.
But Ajax take a chance on you. How would you explain that period of time in your life after you've left Sundowns? You know, a team that gave you a bit of siriti, you know.
Sure.
But at the same time, I do know that some things went down that, you know, led you to leaving the club eventually. Get us into that period of your life when you had to make that move to Ajax Cape Town.
I think Coach Paradise Soweto, who was one of our youth coaches, Gift Leremi. I think he saw my situation after leaving Sundowns, and he was close with Roger Desa, whom I worked with at the under-23s. And Coach Para gave me a call. He's like, "What are you doing now?" I'm like, "I'm just training on my own, you know, don't have a team." He's like, "Man, you can go and help Roger, man. Let me talk to him, I'll get back to you." And then he tells me, "Okay, now Roger says, yo, why not, you know, come through." And obviously I'm lacking a bit of match fitness at that time. I just got married. I lose my job at Sundowns. Young told it was just too much, right? And now I have to relocate with my family to Cape Town, you know. And when I get there,
Honeymoon. Honeymoon.
So I get there. so among figure Coach Roger resigns after 6 games. Look, I'm still trying to find my feet, match fitness wise. Happy knows when you've been out for too long, it takes time for you to get into the groove.
Sure.
You know? So, excuse me. So Maslogus da, Roger leaves. I'm with the family, kids are attending school, Konara. And I'm thinking, okay, Coach Menzo takes over. He wants to play the youngsters, you know. That mindset, Chogote, let me help these youngsters, you know. Musa Libusa, Grant Magaman, Rivaldo, Tasrik. And I'm like, okay, I think not that much either, because it sounds like most of these young boys want to come to Joe's, you know, they want to come play for the big clubs. Hey, how is it? That's blah, blah, blah. Can I survive there, Gazi? Can I survive there? Cape Town players don't make it in Joburg, but I think you're a special talent. You know?
Yeah.
You know? So I think with Coach Roger, I think he gave me that platform and that opportunity. As much as it wasn't what I expected, I actually turned that into a honeymoon phase for myself.
Sure.
I'm like, Joe, let me just make myself happy, you know, because anyway, now I'm in the pecking order again, you know. And I also start when I'm doing well at training, no, Cheesy, you've been playing, we're gonna give these youngsters a chance, blah blah blah. I'm like, no, it's okay. Because he has me I'm trying to complain. He coach no man, I didn't sharp. I need to team in sharp. It happened at Sundowns. I would just keep line up, being harm because I knew I'm not in the team. I'm like, I get fine, I need to team in. So check a list Friday go campaign. And one day Lafo is like, Cheesy, come check, your name is there. I'm like, who? Bruh, I'm not gonna be. I'm standing So I've been through those bumps, you know, and like things have changed where technology has taken over a lot in football. You know, at that time it was easier for the coach to check the stats, what you're doing at training. You know, can you last the match? Can you play this long? So we did not have that at that time, you know. And also, our main focus was never on the many games you want to play. You know, things have evolved and changed, which is a good thing, right? But we were never focused on that, because even at Pirates, we believed in rotation. I would start this game. Next game, Makanya starts the game.
Sure.
And I mean, no, but I mean, I want to play.
You knew what was up.
Every game, you know, as long as the team is winning, whether I play 15 minutes or I start the game. But she share Alentole. We used to share, because sometimes I'd like, Joey, I'm gonna go down. I'm elungene manch. Go down. Coach, cramp. Maganya. Joey goes and he plays. You know, and it's all fun. So that when we sit around the table, it was cool. You know, I enjoyed this 10 minutes. You know, so as football progressed, Now that's when the stats and everything started coming up.
Sure.
And now I look back and I'm like, I go big grade Mustanam.
Sure, you could have had high stats.
Yeah, I go
and all that,
no, coach. No, you don't. No, it's okay. I'll start the match. No, I'll play the match. Instead of me saying, no, coach, it's fine. You can start with Gift. Only to find out here's a good game and I don't play that game, but then I start the next one. And then came a point where now I'm starting to get injuries. It does affect you as well as a player. And I always believe that give me okay, maybe there's one or two, but especially attacking players, wingers. Most of us don't cover the miles that Happy can cover or a goalkeeper can cover in terms of games played, because they always say, never change your back four, never change your goalkeeper and whatnot. But going there, we always rotate. I'll make an example of the Pirates team now. The attackers that played last season, they're not getting as much game time as they, obviously it will, okay, he played less games and stuff, But when I look at it, I'm like, injuries, yes. I only had one bad injury. The rest, excuses in jail. No, she's sick, he's not feeling well, he had a knock. And at that time, we were not given the platform, like in the social medias, where I can let people know that, hey, Nyachima, look at me, right? So not ready to toast yet. But I never took it as like a moment or seasons that I regret, because at some stage I would be up for nomination for Player of the Season. Say lama game 8, 9. Happy. And I'm like, okay, all right, maybe next season,
Sure.
And I'd go back into that rhythm again, and then boom, and I'm going to paprika somewhere. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to believe in that, If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And then it's funny, and I cannot somebody who's played more games than me. I think the memories that I've created for the people that love me and for myself and my family, I'm great and I'm good with that, And I can only encourage to those that are doing it. Hey, you have your chance. Because this is going to go a long way for you after your playing days, If we had those things back in the day, maybe was like even friends after football, because the competition is over personal. Like I live in time. Look, I share position with you, but if you do well, say win. I'm fit. And if you are not doing well, I step in. It gives you time to recover and come and help the team. So it's different now, where the players now, it's more of, we are feeling good to limit.
But you want to play?
We just want to, the 5-6 minutes. I'm chasing I want to me.
Sure.
For him just to get the tick, it's a start. You understand? And it's not a bad thing. That's how football has
not
evolved.
Like before,
yeah, exactly. Coach, I'm up for selection, but I say I'm born.
Have you played a derby in the new F&B stadium?
I'd say it's the Swallows Chiefs.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
Swallows Chiefs.
It wasn't Pirates and
No. Hey, yes, man, against the Pirates. We are going to pick up.
No, sorry. Oh, no, I'm trying to get to is the difference between playing at the old FNB Stadium and the new
old FNB Stadium.
Because I know Happy doesn't have that experience. I mean,
I do have. What do you mean?
At the old FNB.
What do you mean?
The old FNB.
Not a derby, but
I mean the derby.
No, I don't have a derby.
Okay.
But I've got charity.
Yeah.
Charity Cup. No, time is not permitting. Thank you so much, Cheese.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna let Happy close the show. I'm happy. He's happy. But I'm joyful that this happened. So glad to have Cheeseboy on the show. And once again, we're always here to break bread with the stars and to share, such stories with our players, because you only see them on the field. And you don't know what's happening behind the scenes and what they're going through, as professionals. And I'm glad Cheese was here to, share that story. And thank you, Skipper, for having Cheese over. And yeah, man, it's always great.
No, thank you, my brother. It's been nice talking with the legends.
Sure.
Share their stories.
Sure.
Because we come in at difficult times when you play football. Some other people, they don't know our stories. They saw us on the street. They think we are okay.
Sure.
And there's a lot of things that we're going through behind the scenes. But anyway, thank you, Cheesy. Thank you, my brother.
Voila.
Once again, iDiski Dine, Buffett says it's a cook. Cook we dining with the bread.
We're breaking bread.
We're dining, we're breaking.
Support, they must support. They must support and like.
Yeah, like and support.
Comment.
Do everything, man.
Comment, the stuff. So please just keep on doing it. Sharp.
Thank you.